Boo 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 boo. This is a game. Do 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 do. I don't know.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to a game.
Yeah. Oh God, that means you're gonna put that in.
No, I guess I could.
Now you have to.
Anyways,
I played myself.
we're pestering Shizune now. Shizune's eyes dart back and forth momentarily, and I think I've managed to fluster her. She looks kind of mad. There's exasperation on her face and a little tension as well, but she can't back down. That would be unthinkable for her. Her fingers dance across each other impatiently. You're acting competitive today. Are you trying to get my blood boiling? Do you want to make it a contest? We'll race to see who can construct the most stalls by sundown.
Let's race to see who can strip the fastest.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm teasing you. That's okay. It's not a real student council if you can't tease the student council president a little. You agree, don't you?
Please?
That isn't in the student council charter, so it isn't true.
Well, aren't you a fucking ball of joy?
There is no charter. Exactly. At least I don't think there is. The only thing they pledge loyalty to are a stack of takeout menus.
Is that a fat joke?
Anyway, it's good that you're finally here, even if you could have been earlier. Pick up a hammer and we'll resume where we left off. And stop being stupid. As we work assembling stalls again, I slowly realized that it's really much less work than I would have expected. In fact, according to Shizune, we should be done by the end of the day, with a little luck. The last time I did something like this for them, it took her, Misha, and myself almost 4 days to do it. Oh, God. It can't be just my imagination.
Because Misha's distracting.
You know, this doesn't seem like that much work. What? I'm working. Because it isn't. That answer leaves me wanting a little more, knowing that it isn't the best. Shizune puts down her hammer to elaborate. It would be impossible for two people to do that much work in less than a week. The truth is that I don't dismantle half the stalls. I just store them someplace else. Actually, more like I hide them in plain sight.
Cheater!
She waggles a finger mischievously. But that's a secret, and it's not proper to reveal the tricks of the trade. You're not a magician. I am a magician. Winking, she pulls out like a card from her sleeve.
She's already cut Misha in
Want
half.
a bet? Yeah. Winking, she takes out 2 plastic containers from her bag and then puts them down on a nearby board before raising her hand slightly as if to say, ta-da. I don't know, both of them seem to pull food and everything out of thin air.
Yeah.
I made lunch today for both of us. You can have this one. It doesn't look as good. The food shifted in my bag, and now some of it is mixed together. I can't eat food that touches.
Right. There are people like that.
There are. She hands me one of the containers. I open it, and it looks delicious, if a little simple. She hands me a pair of chopsticks, as if she just remembered to, and I eat what looks like some grilled beef. It's very tasty. You don't like your food touching other food? I do not. You're very picky. Sometimes I mix my food on my own, but not always and not everything. I don't like it when it's done for me. What is important is the choice.
So she's control freak.
Right. I mean, yeah, there are some foods that you're like, ew, I don't want those
I don't
two
care.
mixed together.
I'll mix everything. It all goes to the same place.
She points decisively to emphasize it and then breaks her chopsticks apart to eat her own meal. As I continue to eat, I notice 2 things. The first is that almost everything I'm eating, besides the rice, is fried. Even the vegetables are fried. And there's so much meat. Does she eat this kind of stuff all the time? I wonder how she manages to stay so thin in spite of it. The second thing I notice is that I can't talk to her while eating. Talking with your mouth full is a little rude anyway, but with our hands holding our chopsticks and bowls, communication between us is impossible, just like yesterday. Even though we're spending time together, even though I took the time to learn sign language, it feels like I'm talking to her less. Despite that, it also feels like I'm understanding her more.
Oh God. Shit's about to go down.
I hear the sound of something tapping against one of my stands and look up to see Lilly standing off to my side, feeling her way around with her cane. Hi.
This isn't my house.
I narrowly catch myself before I can say, didn't see you there.
Oh, Hisao, is that you? I thought that I smelled something delicious cooking.
Jeez. Oh, whoa, so forward.
And wondered who it might be.
What is she saying? It's hard to move my hands in parallel to saying something completely different to Lilly. This has to be why Misha just signs everything all the time. A bit sillier, but it seems like it would simplify things a lot. Oh good, now I gotta be an interpreter.
Oh, Lord.
Shizune tenses her fingers delightedly at my translation, as if from hearing a joke. All of this food was cooked hours ago, but for someone as slow as yourself, who can't even turn in a piece of paper without being a week late, I guess your perception of time would have to be a little different.
Now, are you going to be nice? Or?
That's not very nice. A frown crosses Lily's face in response to a reply to something she didn't hear. Sorry, I'm just having a late lunch here. The student council president cooked everything.
Is the student council president here right now?
She's right here, didn't you? Oh, yeah.
Duh! I apologize, I didn't notice. Normally her level of presence is much higher. I was not aware that the student council serves lunch outdoors. Why wasn't I invited? I think that it is good to have enough free time to be able to do things like this, however. You're not in student council.
Are you?
No, she's just like the head of the class.
What is she saying?
I'm dying.
If I... Did I skip something?
I don't think so.
No, okay. If I went to invite you anywhere, you would just show up late. But Shizune's words are outside of Lily's perception, a fact that it's, by the second, increasingly maddening to her. Translate for me completely, please. What? Polite phrasing. It's a shame she's essentially asking me to let her fully release the dogs of war. Still, I can't just do nothing. The feeling of being unable to even respond and be understood is so isolating. She would never forgive me. Did they teach you curse words? Because she's probably going to use some.
You gotta be a dick by proxy now.
Yeah. I'll just try to soften her words a little. Well, actually, this was all cooked a while ago.
Really? That's nice.
Turn over here. It's very disrespectful to not look at the person you're speaking to. That isn't the way a prim and proper lady should conduct herself. Half of what I'm saying is really what Shizune is saying. She doesn't like it when people don't look in her direction when she's trying to make a point. She's, to the right of my voice. This is awkward as hell.
Yeah.
Although, in this case, I can understand why Lilly wouldn't. This is a very awkward situation, and it's daunting being the sole conduit for dialogue between the two of them. I suddenly wish I didn't learn sign language at all.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I had forgotten what happened the last time they butted heads like this. It's clear Shizune remembers, and Lilly is being pretty hostile herself in her own way.
I'm sorry, such formalities slipped my mind completely. I forgot that student council president is the type of person who would demand such respect and adherence to the rules at all times. I suppose student government requires you to keep a tight ship. Then again, she certainly has time for her own fun as well, so that must not be completely true.
Slow down. I can't. Student council is not a dictatorship, nor a zero-sum game. Shizune points at Lilly with her finger out like the barrel of a gun and snaps her fingers explosively, causing her to flinch and become visibly upset.
Is that so? Then that makes it more impressive that you have been a part of it for so long, playing it as though it were one. I admire the fact that you are so tenacious. To manage it all, you must be so responsible as well.
How do you... I can't sign sarcastically.
How do I sign in British?
Not as much as I would like to be. You can't complain about yourself, though, can you? Oh. Clicking outside the box.
Oh, God.
You're very responsible. Actions like requesting a deadline to be extended and then running all the way through to the next deadline, that's the very model of responsibility. Cough, cough, sarcasm. Shizune is happy to hear that, but apparently you're pretty responsible yourself, she says.
Oh, so lost in translation. Does she really?
More or less. Oh no, can I just eat? Lilly doesn't seem very happy. We're not holding a cookout, we're just taking a little lunch break. We're actually out here building stalls for the festival. You wouldn't know, since you never go outside. Did you run out of tea?
I'm outside?
Are you going into town shopping?
No, as I said before, I was just passing by, in case you did not hear. I would hate to interrupt the student council president. You're not doing anything now, but you must both be very busy. In any case, Hisao, I'm sure that the student council president will be able to find or make work for the both of you if she needs to.
I'll devour you. Yeah, very busy. Devour is a hard word. I'm pleased that I can read it. This isn't time to celebrate, though. No, not over that. Instead, it looks like they might stop squabbling because I'm not doing it correctly. I would drink to that.
Have a nice day, Hisao. Goodbye, student council president.
Does she not know her name? Thanks, you too. Stay classy.
San Diego.
Beat
you to it.
Lilly leaves. Shizune dives into the remnants of her lunch as quickly as possible, as if each bite she shovels away is a means to forgetting any of this ever happened. I'm okay with forgetting that ever happened. When she is done, she heads right back to hammering with the same mindset. It's good that she's working off her frustration, but now it doesn't look like she is in any mood to talk anymore. Oh, you blew it.
Well, you kind of muzzled her there.
Yeah. After about 2 hours later, she stops, having mowed through the rest of the stalls nonstop in that time. It still feels hard to approach her, and I think about how easily a conversation can die. After it took so long to be able to get her alone and speak to her directly, it almost hurts. Your translation was good. Really? First class, top notch. She punctuates it with a thumbs up. What's that mean? Oh, right.
Up yours!
Yeah. For your level. There
Or an
aren't
idiot.
many deaf people in the school, and sign language classes have been on the edge of getting cut for a while now. I'm sure you don't have many classmates, am I right? If you're only learning sign language now, your speed is going to be limited. That is why interest in it wanes, because it takes much more effort than normal just to communicate. I imagine it's the same with all languages. In such a situation, conversations in sign language are less than they would inherently be to start with. I don't understand that word. Less what? Us. Misha is the only person who can really capture it. Yeah, that's definitely true. Her expression changes for a second and changes back too quickly to digest, but I get the feeling that this isn't meant to be pursued. What I really want to know is, why do you and Lilly fight so much?
Because we're in love.
Tensing a little and visibly frowning, Shizune tenses her fingers and overlays them repeatedly as if shuffling an invisible deck of cards. She is a magician. Two fights that you know of aren't worth calling so much. If you had been here last year, you could say that. I heard it was a rough year. Something about how you tried to institute a badge policy. Haha, surprised. Well, I want to hear more about that later, definitely. But you don't like Lilly very much, do you? Don't dodge my question. I'm not dodging anything. She was part of the student council until last year. We didn't get along very well. She wanted to keep doing things like the old student council did. The old student council was just so ineffectual. It was stupid and insulting, but ineffectual. I wanted to do more, and we had a fight. A lot of fights. She couldn't do anything on time. Then she said that what I wanted to do was meaningless, just extra busy work. Does it look like meaningless busy work to you? Well, no.
I think the correct answer is no.
Shizune gestures around us. What's really meaningless is a student council that doesn't do anything. Weak, lazy, and boring. Especially boring. I couldn't get excited over sitting in a room with nothing to do. That's just a waste of time. Why would I even be there? It didn't get my blood flowing. Arguing with her does that.
We literally played Risk and chess and rock, paper, scissors.
If she could have been that motivated before, she wouldn't have to put so much dedication into being my enemy. But if she showed this much spirit, it's not a complete loss. At least it's something. It's still exciting. I see. I don't see. And what about the badge thing? She laughs, covering her mouth with her hand as if to hide it. Her laughter is the only thing she regularly tries to hide. That was just a joke. Having a little fun sometimes is important too. And sleep?
I guess so.
The end of that conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's good timing because we're at an episode.
Okay. Having a little fun is exciting, and then we jump into bed.
Yeah. I mean, those go hand in hand. All my best moments are in bed. It's usually sleeping.
Yeah, right? Oh, I love sleep.
Me too.
We go to sleep now.
Okay. Good night.